you are a writer, a performer, you're an artist, and you've been around for quite a while, but I don't think we know a lot about you. Who are you on other than this incredible artist? Where do you come from, and how did you find yourself in this world?
Man, I've been writing for other music actually for quite a long time. So I've seen myself over the past, I think, more than 10 years as a writer of music for other people. But before that, uh, after school, like yeah, 18, 19 years old, I went to study music in Joburg, and we started a band as any 19-year-old would do. Being in a music school with a lot of talented other people around you. So, see, back in the day, you can ask Bonnie Simon about Soul Proxy. Now, I'm talking about we were
Dude.
nominated for a SAMA in 2005. So you can imagine those were the days of Woodstock,
Yeah.
Upikopi, um, and a big radio station still playing and supporting alternative or rock music. So I started out singing in a rock band.
Love this.
This Afrikaans boy from the Free State, from the States. I used to say, yeah, I'm from the States, the Free State.
Dude, you
So,
do not seem old enough to have been part of that band. So not only are you very cool
yeah,
and we're on the same spiritual journey, but you're also a vampire. So now I'm in love and it's done.
yeah, yeah, I do have some vampire abilities, yes. Yeah, I played. Those were some of the most incredible times actually in South African music. I mean, the Springbok musicals just came out. I mean, it was not late 90s, early 2000s, but I mean, we still had a pretty much an established South African music scene, but it was very young, very vibrant, a lot of cool stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So we used to play with Sugar Drive and Tweak, the
Wow.
Parlotones.
Wow.
Uh, we, yeah, the early days of Seether and Sarin Gas, even when they made it to go overseas, we had a beautiful tour with them, and we played with Evanescence as well, the international band. So those were good days, good times. And then, yeah, the band broke up. I can't remember why. I think everybody just wanted to, do their own thing.
Yeah.
Dale still plays for Prime Circle, the drummer that used to play for us. And Ewald is the brain behind Monarch, and he recorded my album as well, Pop Cult in Butch. So I think everyone is still actively involved in the music industry on some level. And in 2008, I think someone asked me, but why don't you just write music for other people? Because I write music and I played it around the campfire, and people would go, when are you going to record that? And I thought, no, I don't know, Afrikaans music, that's not, how's that going to work? So eventually, uh, I started writing Afrikaans music for other people. And in 2008, I made a lot of being in the industry for a couple of years, networking, meeting a lot of people. In 2008, I specifically met people more in the Afrikaans side of the industry. And I quickly realized that there's a lot of artists out there that does not write their own music.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I listened to music and I enjoyed um, a lot of people's music that didn't write their own music at all. And it sort of changed the game a little bit because I used to be very genre specific. It's funny, I look at young people today and they have a huge playlist of all genres, more pop music as in anything that's popular. So that can be from jazz to R&B to hip hop, whatever. And that's cool because I used to be stuck in that. If it's not alternative, if it's not rock, it's not music. And it's, yeah, I broke out of that. I could really break out of that and start writing music for Afrikaans people. Those were that was also the time or the rise of the uh, they call it instant fame television, like Idols and
Yeah.
South Africa's Got Talent
Yeah.
and Afrikaans Idols. So there were a lot of people out there looking for original material, and yeah, by some chance, I could tap into that and write some music for some of the biggest Afrikaans artists out there today, and I loved that. I really, really enjoyed writing music for other people on their journey, meeting them, brainstorming about what it is that they want to say, who they are,
Yeah.
being part of that journey. I love that. I love the. Uh, I wanted to create music to see how other people enjoy music. You know, I love seeing people create and yeah, just enjoy their own creations. For me, the kicker is when you stand in the grocery line and there's a Brendan Piper song playing over the radio and the tanny in front of you gets all excited about the song and and I, and I wrote the song.
Yeah.
I love that, and I don't have the need necessarily to go out and say, "Hey, everybody, that's my song playing over there." It's just I when we still had open festivals, I'd get a lot of videos from people in a classic huisgenoot type tent, uh, thousands of people jamming on a dance song that I wrote for an Afrikaans artist. And that's, you know, a lot of people could probably judge that. I'd probably judge myself. You know, my 18-year-old self would judge the crap out of me.
For
But
sure.
it's still it's a form of creativity and it's a form of creative expression. You know, that music on some sort of a vibrational level, it means something to someone. And I'm just grateful for that.
The difference between writing for yourself versus writing for someone else, right? How does this work? Because when you write for yourself, you're already in your head and you know how you feel, and you can tap into those emotions and those feelings and things. But if you're meeting someone for the first time and you're writing for them, how do you get into their head and how do you tap into their emotions and put that onto paper?
You'll know as well. You are a conscious person that is very aware of the energy that people carries around themselves and the way that people present themselves. It's very different meeting someone sitting around the table and just having a bit of a conversation, just having a cup of coffee. That's actually where the whole process starts. It's in that moment because I get, especially in lockdown, I'd get a lot of people with a commission saying that I want the song to be 120 beats per minute. We want it in the key of G. We want the song to sound like this Ed Sheeran song. We want the song to have a theme of heartbreak, whatever it is. And I can also do that. But it's not my preference. It's so cool to meet up with people and be in each other's space. If you uh, I don't know. There's just something that really magical that happens when you can sit around with someone else and really tap into their train of thought and what it really is that they want to say. It's easy. The song happens then. It really just happens. The song writes itself then.
This for me is so important, that tapping in and sharing and that beautiful space in between having nothing and the creation of something. I think the pauses are so necessary. And like you said, like I would prefer it if we were to meet and have coffee if we were going to work together, you know, because
Yes.
I'm gonna have to know you and I'm gonna have to feel your vibe and, like you say,
Yeah.
the flow.
Yeah.
And without doing that, I'm sure you could do it, but I would probably be a lot more optimistic about what the song is going to end up as, or this piece of art, as opposed to
Yes.
just creating this thing that you've given me bullet points for, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you done a song with someone that you really didn't like? And you don't have to tell me who it is or what song it is, but have you ever struggled writing with someone that it was like hard work?
Yeah. It. I think I've had more difficult writing sessions than others. So you'd find yourself sitting around a table with the artist and maybe two other writers, and you'd come up with an idea, and it would keep, and it wouldn't be good enough, you know. So, and you'd come up with another idea, and everyone's just throwing ideas on the table. Everyone's got their instruments in front of them, uh, and the artist is going, "Yeah, I like that. I like this. I like that. I like this," and you're just sitting there. Okay, but what about this? Wait, wait, wait. This. Wait. Oh, wait. I hear this. No. So I quickly learned how to, yeah, I do not take offense, and just let it. If the whole song happens without any of my input, then I'd accept that. You know, I used to be very sentimental about the stuff that I write, on such a level that I didn't want to release it really and play it to the world. And eventually I got over myself.
Mm.
And but there is that thing of, it's still a sacred circle, and it's still creativity. So it needs to be treated with a lot of respect.
Yeah.
So I think the writers that do get a lot of work are the people that easily write together and do not take offense. It's very important though to, in the beginning, decide on what the splits are going to be like. So I've been around certain situations where the royalty splits really created a lot of bad blood around uh, relationships, and it's so unnecessary, because I have a couple of writing partners, and we say if we write together, it's 50-50 always, depending on the type of input that the artist also gives, if the artist is in the room with us. But we always write on a 50-50, or if it's the three of us, it's always 33% split, no matter what. Even if I just sit there behind my cup of coffee,
Yeah.
I get my 33%. But next time, when we write the following song, there might be another writer sitting in the room that's sort of experiencing some block, or yeah, creative constraints or something. So I've had, I think, yeah, no seriously bad experiences up until now. But yeah, we do have our preferences. I think everybody has a preference. So you'd write easier with a specific person than the next. Some artists are full of it, and others others are easier.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't want to. Yeah, I think once you realize that in a small little industry where everybody knows each other, I want to work with someone that's a little less talented but has a really cool attitude.
Yeah.
That is important to me.
Yeah.
I I Okay, cool. You can sing. Wow, great. Just like a whole lot of other people out there. But what really puts you apart from the next person is an attitude, I think.
I love that you're giving us a little bit of insight into the creative process, because I think a lot of us don't realize that some of the artists that we look up to and love the most, the words are not necessarily all theirs, and that's not a bad thing. But I think then it
Yeah,
kind of leads you to identify more with the writer as opposed to the vessel that carries the words. And it's important that
yeah,
we celebrate the writers because you guys tell the stories. The stories that we cry to, drive to, live to, dance to, fall in
yeah.
love to, make love to. Like
Mm,
all of those stories are from your words. And I think it's such a beautiful thing to be able to be a conduit for the universe or whoever you believe. And bring that into the world. But you said something that resonated with me. And this is something I've always thought about. When you create, and you have to then put it into the world on a platform like you do, right? The rest of us just we write in our journals and we have like little sparkly books and we write and no one ever sees it. So no one judges us or anything like that. You write and you
mm.
give it, you birth it into the world. And you said something about wanting to hold that for yourself. How do you how do you know what you're holding for you and what you're going to give on to someone else?
It's just an intuitive feeling of it has happened that I've received a commission and I start writing and I look at this song or do a quick recording in my home studio and I listen back and I play it to a couple of friends and they're like, "Oh my word, dude, this is insane. You are not allowed to give that out. You're not so yeah, so I've gathered a couple of songs and put them in my treasure chest. The song that I first released last year called Droom,
Hmm.
that is a very good example of a song like that. It was it's more than 10 years old, that song.
Tyd, tyd is eindelijk al wat ons het. Geef my jou tyd. Ek sal jou pad oop skyn.
It's funny and it's really taken on a lot of different forms and all I kept on going back to that song and every 2 years or so someone would remind me of, yes, remember that song. Oh, that song got such a lack of chorus. Ooh, this song. And I'd revisit that. I kept on revisiting that and eventually we got it to its place where I was really happy with it in 2019 and we released it in last year. So it just shows you that I have a lot of hooks, on my phones and on my devices, on recordings and stuff, in my diaries and books. That's not perfect yet. That's not ready to go out there. And it's just cool. Yo, man, timing is such a cool thing. And listening to your intuition and your gut, getting that sort of that yes, that shove. It's I trust that stuff. I really do.
Yeah.
I trust that. I wouldn't maliciously hold on to something thinking, this is going to be my fame or I want people to know how incredible I am because this song is so super incredible. The song will always be mine or be a part of me. So I can always sing anything that I've written to anyone, so I can always record an album that's got all of the cool songs on my versions and sing my versions of the song. So yeah, it's difficult, but there is I have experienced that. Don't leave. No. Hold on to that one. Don't even play that to the client. Bag that one. Save this one and start a new session and write something else and you forward that to the client. That is, I've experienced that, definitely.
I love that we're getting the secrets of the writing industry here. No, that one's great. That one might be mine. We'll hold off on that one. Send them that other one. You know the one that we did before? Yeah, where the hook wasn't just right? Yeah, do that one. Let's send them that one. And then you're in the spa and we're listening to the one where the hook wasn't your favorite, but it wasn't the one
Yeah.
you wanted. I love it.
Ah,
So tell me
crazy.
about the new single that we're currently playing on Jackground FM, Liefde Gemaak. Tell me about the writing and recording around this one. Is this a 10-year-old song as well?
Ek het nog nooit in my lewe so gevoel. Ek het
The chorus is quite old, yeah. It's also, but it's a super rework. Really, it's a super rework, and I enjoyed it so much working with Ewald at Pop Cult. Man, I'm proud of the stuff that came out. It's definitely a song an idea that's been hanging around, that's been floating around my head for a long, long time. The idea of creating love, not making love necessarily. So it's so relevant today. Look at where we are in our country and in this pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is so
We-
polarized at the moment. I think.
Man, we need a whole lot of love, and it sounds stupid and cliched, but we need a lot of love and generosity and kindness. And we need to create that, we create that. If you sit around waiting for stuff to happen to you, waiting for life to happen to you, waiting for the stuff around you to really become better, or it's not going to happen. We have to change the way we look at stuff. And we have to generate the energy, generate the momentum, and generate the love and kindness to really, to change our own subjective realities. It's the only way. And I think the cool thing of how Our Liefde Gemaakt became the title also of the album has a connotation with the story of how the album came into life. So last year, also in the midst of lockdown, on the 8th of October, the restaurants just sort of opened up, and a friend of mine that owns a restaurant said, "Come and play. I know you need it. We need to just hear a bit of live music." And I did my setup there. It's sort of background music. It wasn't a full-blown William Wolf performance. Just playing cover music and stuff. And in the corner there, at the back of the restaurant, I see two oaks sitting there pointing at me, but with frowning. And I think, oof, man, these oaks are drinking brandy, so I'm probably gonna get
Coming.
moer. And halfway through my set, I take a quick break and I walk to the bathroom, and this one guy grabs me by the arm and he says, "No, sit down." And I think, and they like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, I'm just playing music, trying to, make a living. And they like, "You shouldn't be playing here, dude. You have such a great talent. Where can we buy your album?" So I said, "I don't have an album, and I don't have my own personal album. The album that I want to record is super expensive." So they release me. I go to the bathroom. I get back. They want me to sit again. I sit down and I say, "Okay, so are you going to at least buy me a drink? Because you're bugging me now, man. What's this?" And they say, "You know what? We just had a conversation and we spoke. And we're not going to buy you a drink. We're going to buy you an album." And in the midst of lockdown, everybody was going through a really bad patch, financially specifically. These two oaks decided that they were going to finance the album. And this is what I mean when I say love and kindness and generosity, because I don't think they realized the type of, what you can create if you if you make that decision to give in such
Yeah.
a way,
Yeah.
it's and I'm not saying that my music is going to change the world now. It might not, but they were part of the catalyst moment that put something into place uh, that could mean a whole lot to a lot of people. So I think of what my favorite artists meant to me growing up, or just even today, you know, like listening to Coldplay, listening to David Ramirez, all of my favorite artists. John Mayer just dropped a new album. It's just, oh, thank heavens. Thank you so much for people that believed in them,
Yeah.
because it changed my life, you know. So that's why we decided to call the album Liefde Gemaak as well, you know, generating love, kindness, and generosity.
That is the most incredible story. I was holding back tears. I was trying not to cry. That
Oh
is,
man, I get so emotional when I talk about this.
dude, like
Try not
I
to.
can't, my mascara is gonna run, but I'm definitely like I can't, you know what? And this, I say this all the time. I say this so often. And I think just hearing it come from you, reiterating the fact that whatever you let go of, the energy that you put out into the universe, it's coming back at some point. It may not come back tomorrow. It may not come back in the next 5 years, but it's going to come back when it needs to come back, when the time is right. And you needed to go and create and play and love and be there, and it's right place, right time, timing, but also you laid the foundation by being the person that you are, by doing the things that you do. And you say maybe it's not going to change the world. If it changes one person's world, it's changed a world. And
Mm,
I think that's
yes.
what music
Yeah.
needs to remember, you know? So this,
Oh,
I
that's
please, if you ever speak to them, tell them Danny Painter loves them and she's sending them so much
yeah.
positive energy.
You
Because
know what? And the crazy thing is, like, I'd I didn't believe them. You know, I've had a lot of people. Sure, man. I've had setbacks of albums, songs that were recorded that were supposed to be on huge artists' albums that never happened. I've had a lot of setbacks like that. People promising you stuff. Uh, you meet people backstage and they say, "Oh, man, you're so incredible. I'm going to sign you," and you know, you never hear from them again.
yeah.
And I don't say that with resentment. I mean, that's just the way it is and how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So that Friday, uh, it was on that Friday when this thing happened. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to hear from these guys again. On Monday, they phoned me. We had a meeting on Monday. On Tuesday, we had another meeting. On Wednesday, they wanted to see like a proposal. So I worked through the night that Tuesday night. And I gave them the proposal on Wednesday. And that Friday, I had a load of money in my account.
I love this. This is the story that we need. Thank you for sharing this with
Man,
me. Like this is, you know what? And
yeah,
this just proves to anyone listening that it's possible. It's so possible. Ask and you
totally.
shall receive.
You know what? I did not, and I've always had abundant beliefs. You know, I truly believe that if you anything's possible.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's that whole subjective realities thing, the stuff that you feed your mind with. Uh, it's anything's possible. A lot of people kept on saying, because I try to make these plans to get a hold of, you know, like just generate money. I thought, let's have a like a golf day, or how can it fundraiser? How can we create what can we do to generate funds to record this album? Yeah, man. And from nowhere. And
It's from you. You know
it
that. It's
really,
from
you know
you.
what, it gives you a lot of hope. It really gives you, because we forget that there's a lot of people out there that is very generous.
Mm.
We forget, you know, it's look at I don't like watching news because it makes me feel like everyone out there is really bad and out there to do me wrong. And it's not like that. I think most people, we have an innate desire to be kind.
And connect.
And connect. It's a really, it's a obviously, if a group of people is creating havoc, it's that energy that probably propels them to do that. In that we've all had this mass, it's a phenomenon to me, like mass being in a crowd of people that's doing something specific. I'd be inclined to do that same thing if this is the collective energy that's busy thriving in that present moment. But I really believe that at the essence of our humanness is something that's not that.
Yeah.
So I think we should remind ourselves of that. I've always had this dream of starting the good news on a very non-religious way, just in a non-religious way, bringing good news to people, starting some sort of a channel that focus on the good stuff that's actually happening out there, not the sensation that the media is selling to us, but there's a whole lot of really cool stories out there that we're missing on a day-to-day. Maybe it already exists and I don't know where to find the good news, but yeah, if we focus on that, we'll have more of that and we'll experience more of that. I really think so.
No, dude. Well, you just nailed it. You just said it. When we're in a group and we're creating havoc, or if you look at it, if you're in a group of people and whatever the energy is, generally it's negative, you're compelled to do the negative, right? Can you imagine if there were more and more of us that were spreading love, kindness, and human connection, the group, which is all of us, would be compelled to spread more love, kindness, and human connection. It snowballs either way. You are the only person in control of that snowball.
Yeah.
So I think, but I will send you some sites. There are some small sites and then there's one big one. I'm going to send you all of the good news because I think we need to curate this into good. But what is coming up next for you? Because obviously the country's moving between level 3, level 4, level 5, level 2, I don't even know. And this is very clearly impacted people like yourself, artists, songwriters, musos. Where to from here for now?
So yeah, at the moment the songs are getting I'm just happy to have the album out, seeing a lot of positive streams on my recaps from all the streaming platforms, so that's really going well. Radio stations are playing the song, playlisting the song, it's getting onto charts, so that's cool, that's positive. I'm happy about that, getting the music out there. But I have a dream of having a tour this summer. Hopefully things will change, for the greater good. So you'll definitely see me in and around your town and your holiday destination over the December holidays. That's the idea, and I'm probably going to do that with some other artists as well. So yeah, in the meanwhile, I've experienced a lot of people asking me to play huisconcert type stuff, like private home concerts in front of 25, 50 people. That's awesome. And I've had lots of work coming in, writing stuff. I don't write music only for artists and A-list profile artists and stuff. I write the anniversary song for the guy that wants to give his wife that sort of a present, or a gift, or the Mother's Day gift or the Father's Day gift. Those things are actually cool. The wedding song, I've enjoyed some of the greatest fun that I've had was writing songs like that, So that's what it is at the moment. I'm really hoping that, for the sake of all the artists and everyone that's missing being on a stage with your band members, so I'm hoping that things are going to change for the good soon. Really.
Well, there you go. You can have song written for you by William Wolf, or you can dedicate one of his songs to your someone special from somewhere. And I think that that is the best thing I've ever heard, ever. Like, just the blatant hint. If anyone wants to gift me anything, that would be it. There you go.
Listen, and it's so easy to, man, it's sitting with these clients. I've had a really cool experience the last couple of months. Was a guy that wanted to write a song for his 16-year-old son. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. And imagine your father gave you a song for your 16th birthday. I would have probably been a whole different person.
Yeah, do you say?
It would be so incredible.
Yeah.
Like taking, and it's mostly, it's like it's 90% the client's words, because you just ask them, especially parents love talking about their kids. So you just ask them, tell me about your boy. What do you love about him? Some of your best memories. What do you love doing? What's his favorite color? What's his eye color? Where was your very first super connection that you had with him? And I mean, the song, it just writes itself from there. It's so cool. It's really, really, really cool. Yeah, I think everybody wants a song written specifically for them.
I have two
I'd
songs.
love that.
I was going to ask you. So my story is, I have two songs. I dated someone in the music industry, and I have two songs written about me, but neither of them are very nice. So I think it's time that I get a good song. I feel like I need a nice song, because I'm actually a nice person. So
yeah, I know.
Who writes songs about you? Do you have someone that writes songs about you? Have you had a song?
Oh, I've had really cool letters and poems and stuff.
Okay.
From friends, but no one writing songs about me specifically. Yeah, I have a partner that writes with me, so that's really cool, sharing that. But no, I'd love to be surprised with a song. Hey, so we thought about writing the song for you and recording it, and take a listen. That would be cool. But it's like, how do you say, it's super difficult for me to write. I wrote my mother and father, I've written them songs for their specific birthdays, for my father's 60th. And that was difficult. I eventually got it done, but it was quite difficult to write a song about someone that you love so much, that you care so much about, because there's so much to say.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Eesh. Yeah. Not easy.
See, I would be fine, because that person is my dog. I love my dog more than life itself, and I would do anything for Flea. So I would definitely, she would be top priority to write a song, but the song would just be about chasing birds and swimming and going in the car. So that song just wrote itself. But if anyone wants to surprise William with something nice, you can write him a song.
Do it.
This has been really fun. I knew I was going to love talking to you, but I really have.
Oh, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. No.
I
really appreciate it.